Greetings viewers, welcome back to the channel. As you saw from the title, we are going to talk about Subaru automatic transmission filters, or the lack thereof. So looking back at one of my older popular videos talking about servicing the Subaru 4EAT transmission, I got tons and tons of comments from people saying, why didn't I change the internal transmission fluid filter? Just to name off a few really quickly, shouldn't you change the internal transmission filter while you're in there? No filter change. As much sludge was in the trans, you should have changed that internal filter. I mean, it goes on and on and on, so there is no filter change. Do you recommend changing the internal filter? No internal filter. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I'll try to post the comments up here on the video. But as I replied to all of those comments, and as I try to educate people, there is no internal transmission filter in the 4EAT or 5EAT transmission. The only transmission fluid filter that they came with was the spin-on oil filter style transmission filter that we talked about in the last video. A lot of people look at this and think it's a transmission filter, where it is not. If you look at the Subaru parts catalog, if you look in the Subaru service manual, if you ask a knowledgeable dealer, tech, or parts department worker, they will tell you that Subaru says this is an oil strainer or oil pickup. This is not a filter. There is no filter media in this. And to demonstrate that, you can see right here, you can see right through this. That's just a mesh screen. There is no filter material in here. There is no filtration whatsoever. All this is an oil pickup for the oil pump in the transmission. All it does is siphon the fluid out of the pan. It's no different than your engine oil pickup. Same concept. When you do a oil pan reseal on your engine, you don't replace this unless there's tons of shrapnel and gummed up stuff in here, which normally you'd only do during a rebuild of the engine due to catastrophic engine failure. That's all this fluid pickup does. As you can see, there are some specs in here. This is out of a 4EAT that completely grenaded and destroyed itself. I'm going to get out the macro lens in a little bit and we'll get in here. But all this did was pick up big chunks, and I use the term big in relative speaking to the particulates that would be suspended in your transmission fluid. But all it did was pick up larger chunks of aluminum that would not be captured by the pan magnet. That's basically it. All this thing's going to filter out is big chunks, and when you have big chunks to filter out, you've got more issues to worry about than a filter or a pickup. You are ready for a transmission rebuild. All this is going to grab is like chunks of friction disc and metal shavings. And if you've got metal shavings and chunks of friction disc floating in your fluid, like I said, you got bigger fish to fry. So the 4EAT and 5EAT transmissions do not have an internal filter. This is what a lot of people see and think is a filter, and as you can clearly see, it is not. We'll shine the old flashlight through here, and as you see, there is no filter material whatsoever. This is just a steel case with some mesh on it. Like I said, same concept as your mesh on your engine oil pickup tube. Same diff. All right, guys, macro lens out. As you can see, we see little chunks of aluminum caught in the mesh. But like I said, that's basically all this does. It'll pick out larger particulates, and you know, when you're filtering out that kind of stuff, you got bigger fish to fry. You got a failed transmission. It's time for a rebuild. So yeah, when you drop the pan to do a service on a 4EAT or 5EAT, there is absolutely no need to remove this. You really don't even have to clean it. This is the same kind of setup as we have in the TR580 and TR690 CVT transmissions. There is no filter in the pan. The only filter in that transmission is located between two transmission case halves. I'll put a diagram up again. We've talked about this before, but it is not serviceable. To replace it, you have to remove the transmission from the vehicle. You've got to fully disassemble the transmission, split the case halves apart. It's a lifetime filter, and they mean it on that one because you physically cannot replace it without tearing down the whole transmission. So there's no reason to even try. That's just how it is. The CVT, there is no pan filter, there is no serviceable filter. It's just that internal one built into the case halves. The 5EATs late model have no filter whatsoever. There is no external spin-on filter, nor is there a pan filter. The older 4EATs, this is a 4EAT oil strainer. As you see, again, no filter media. You just have the external spin-on filter for the 8.6 version of that transmission, and you have the spin-on filter on the side of the transmission case for the 4-cylinder version of that transmission. So really quick video today. It's not too much to talk about when it comes to this. You know, it's pretty rudimentary to explain what this is and why it's no need to take it off, no need to replace it, no need to touch it. And, you know, just trying to answer you guys' comments that, quite frankly, I'm a little aggravated getting. But that's what I'm here for, to teach you guys and educate you on all things Subaru. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.